Hello, and welcome back to List of, the channel dedicated to cataloging the most fascinating, bizarre, and often unbelievable facts our world has to offer. Today, we're delving into the extraordinary realm of foresight, destiny, or perhaps just incredibly precise guesswork. We're talking about predictions, those bold pronouncements of the future that somehow actually came true. No crystal balls, no tea leaves, just a startling knack for seeing what wasn't even there yet. And let me tell you, some of these are so accurate, they border on cosmic prank. Let's dive in. First up, a story so eerily precise, it gives novelists headaches. In 1898, an American author named Morgan Robertson published a novella titled Futility or the Wreck of the Titan. This was 14 years before the RMS Titanic even set sail, let alone sank. Robertson's fictional tale described a massive, unsinkable British luxury liner, the Titan, hitting an iceberg in the North Atlantic during its maiden voyage and sinking due to an insufficient number of lifeboats. The death toll was catastrophic. Now, let's compare that to reality. The Titanic, also a massive, unsinkable British luxury liner, hit an iceberg in the North Atlantic during its maiden voyage in April 1912 and sank with a catastrophic loss of life due to, you guessed it, an insufficient number of lifeboats. The length, tonnage, and even the number of propellers in Robertson's fictional ship were remarkably close to the real Titanic. He even got the time of year right. One almost has to wonder if he wasn't just taking dictation from the future. It's either unprecedented prescience, or the universe has a very odd sense of foreshadowing. Speaking of cosmic timing, our next entry comes from a man who knew a thing or two about the dramatic entrance and exit, Mark Twain. Born Samuel Clemens, Twain famously arrived in 1835, just 2 weeks after the closest approach of Halley's Comet to Earth. This celestial visitor, visible only every 75 to 76 years, was quite the spectacle. In 1909, a year before its next appearance, Twain wrote, "I came in with Halley's Comet in 1835. It is coming again next year, and I expect to go out with it. It will be the greatest disappointment of my life if I do go out with Halley's Comet." Well, true to his word, Mark Twain died on April 21st, 1910, just one day after Halley's Comet made its closest approach to Earth. Now, that's not just a prediction, that's a personal cosmic appointment. It's almost as if the universe decided, you know what, Mark? Just for you, we can arrange that. One can only imagine the sheer satisfaction on his face, or perhaps just a wry grin, knowing he'd nailed it. Next, we venture into the realm of truly terrifying foresight. In 1914, H.G. Wells, the visionary author behind The War of the Worlds and The Time Machine, published a novel titled The World Set Free. In it, he describes a global conflict fought with atomic bombs, dropped from aeroplanes, devastating cities, and leading to a world in perpetual stalemate after a final cataclysmic atomic explosion. This was decades before nuclear fission was even theoretically understood, let alone practically achieved. The term atomic bomb itself was coined by Wells. He didn't just predict a powerful weapon, he described its nature, its method of delivery, and its devastating global impact, right down to the idea of a uranium-based, explosive, and the concept of a sustained chain reaction. He even envisioned a post-war world struggling with the implications of such power. It's one thing to imagine a bigger gun, it's another entirely to invent the scientific principle, the delivery mechanism, and the geopolitical consequences, all from thin air. It's almost as if he peeked at the Manhattan Project's blueprints through a particularly potent telescope. Our list wouldn't be complete without a nod to the pioneer of speculative fiction, Jules Verne. While many of his predictions focused on technological marvels that eventually became reality, submarines, space travel, even news delivered via audio, one particular detail from the Earth to the Moon in 1865 is particularly uncanny. Verne described a three-man crew launching their projectile, or space capsule, from a cannon-like device in Florida, near a place called Tampa Town. 104 years later, NASA's Apollo 11 mission, carrying a three-man crew to the moon, launched from Cape Canaveral, Florida, which, for those not intimately familiar with Florida geography, is situated rather close to Tampa. The name of the launch site, Gun Club, also eerily presaged the military-industrial complex that would drive actual space exploration. Verne's characters even experienced a brief moment of weightlessness on their journey, a phenomenon not fully understood or widely known at the time. It seems Verne didn't just dream of the future, he had a remarkably accurate GPS for it. Finally, let's fast forward a bit to a prediction that shaped our modern connected world. In 1945, science fiction writer Arthur C. Clarke published an article titled Extraterrestrial Relays in the magazine Wireless World. In this visionary piece, Clarke proposed the concept of geostationary communication satellites orbiting Earth at a speed that keeps them above the same point on the equator, making them ideal for relaying radio and television signals across vast distances. He even calculated the precise altitude required for such an orbit. At the time, this was pure science fiction. Rockets were primitive, and the idea of launching objects into stable orbit seemed like something out of a comic book. Yet, within a few decades, Clarke's extraterrestrial relays became a reality, forming the backbone of global communication, internet, and broadcasting. Every time you stream a video or make a long-distance call, you're essentially utilizing Arthur C. Clarke's brainchild. He didn't just foresee the technology, he practically wrote the engineering manual for it. Pretty impressive for a guy whose primary job was crafting tales of alien encounters and deep space mysteries. So, what do we make of all this? Are these glimpses into a predetermined future the result of genius minds simply extrapolating current trends with extraordinary accuracy? Or is it just the universe, occasionally, giving us a nudge and a wink, proving that even the most outlandish tales can sometimes become tomorrow's headlines? Whatever the explanation, these instances stand as fascinating reminders that perhaps, just perhaps, the line between fiction and reality is a little blurrier than we think. Thank you for joining us on this remarkable journey through the annals of foresight. If you enjoyed this list of, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more incredible insights. Until next time, keep looking forward. You never know what might be waiting for you.